Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Boy, I'm glad somebody paid attention. My name is Rafael Reif, and I'm MIT's president. And I'm delighted, really delighted to welcome all of you, parents and students of the class of 2020, to welcome you to MIT. That's a lively group. I've been at MIT since 1980 as a faculty member in MIT's Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science, which is course? Yes. So far, you're getting an A. As you begin your time at MIT, I want to share a few thoughts about the community that you now join. I will start with a small piece of my own story. Not because it is unusual, but to the contrary, because it is so common at MIT. When I first arrived here, I knew almost nobody. I had studied for a few years at another US university, but my home was a long way away in Venezuela, South America. Anybody from Venezuela in the audience? One. I felt excited to join this amazing place, but I had plenty of worries. Would my work be good enough? Would my English be good enough? Would I fit in? And what would I do when it started to snow? I'm sure some of you relate to some of my worries. Soon, in spite of my fears, I started to feel much, much better. That's because I experienced what many people experience when they come to MIT. That most people around them, students, faculty, and staff, have a tremendous passion and affection for science, math, and technology. That most people around them enjoy spending endless hours with each other, writing code or building something new. In short, that most people around them are a lot like them, a lot like each other. For me, MIT was the first place where I could stop feeling self-conscious, particularly about what interested me. And very soon, MIT became my academic home. And this community became my extended family. And I hope you will soon come to feel that way as well. In fact, I have a number of hopes for you. I hope you will make an effort to get to know well at least one member of our remarkable faculty. I hope you will take seriously the opportunity to learn from each other and to teach others about yourself. I hope you will never be afraid to ask for help. Every one of you has what it takes to succeed here. But all of us need help sometimes. And I hope you will join us in facing the challenge of building a better MIT and a better world. Humanity is facing no shortage of serious challenges in climate, energy, disease, poverty. And MIT is a magnificent human machine for inventing the future. But MIT invents the future thanks to its students. MIT inspires its students, and our students inspire us right back. Which is why we are very lucky to have you. All of you had other options, and I'm grateful and delighted that you chose MIT. You will receive a great education, and all of us together will make a better world. Now I'll briefly introduce 4 members of the MIT community who focus every day on helping our students grow and thrive. They share our deep commitment to supporting your success at MIT and beyond. Let's start with our provost, Martin Schmidt. Since I used to be provost myself, I can tell you that it is an extremely important job. The provost runs the academic side of MIT. In other words, the schools and departments, the faculty, and the degree programs. Before assuming this role, Provost Schmidt served as associate provost. And before that, he was director of the Microsystems Technology Laboratories, which provides the research infrastructure for MIT's education, research, and innovation in micro and nanotechnology. In other words, the provost is very, very good at making things that are very, very small. He holds more than 30 issued US patents and has had a hand in starting 6 companies. Thank you. Chancellor Cynthia Barnard. Cindy oversees everything related to student life and learning. She works with the student deans on matters related to undergraduate and graduate education, student life, student services, and other areas that influence the student experience. Chancellor Barnhart's research interests focus on optimizing transportation systems, especially in aviation. She has advised airlines on schedules and the FAA on policies to improve the US aviation system overall. But she hasn't been doing that work for a little while. So if your plane was late, bringing you to Massachusetts, you cannot blame our chancellor. Many of you will have the opportunity to meet and work closely with Chancellor Barnhart during your time at MIT. Thank you, Steve. Professor Denny Freeman is our Dean for Undergraduate Education. His role is to support and enhance integrated student learning, both inside and outside the classroom. This includes student-focused as well as faculty-focused educational initiatives throughout the Institute. Since earning his PhD from MIT in electrical engineering and computer science, Dean Freeman has been on the MIT faculty for more than 20 years. He is an exceptional teacher and was voted multiple times as the best academic advisor in his department. As an engineer, he specializes in the micromechanics of hearing and listening. Excellent preparation for his role as dean. Thank you, Dan. And finally, the freshman member of our leadership team, Vice President and Dean for Student Life, Susie Nelson. Dean Nelson joined the MIT community last month, following her time as Vice President and Dean of the College at Colgate. Before that, she was Associate Dean of Students and then Dean of Student Life at Harvard. She completed her doctorate in the year 2010, a big year for her family. One of her children graduated from high school that year, and another one graduated from college that same year. The Vice President and Dean for Student Life has responsibility for the direction and oversight of MIT's core student support services, in addition to programs that enrich community life. We are delighted to welcome Dean Nelson to MIT. Thank you. So on behalf of the entire faculty and administration, thank you for believing that MIT is the right choice for your family. We will continue to work hard to earn your trust. Now we'll hear from 3 people who will try at MIT high speed to give you a sense of what it's like to live and work at MIT. I'll introduce all 3 and then ask that they come directly to the podium in sequence. The first one will be Edward Boyden. Ed is a faculty member with appointments in the media arts and sciences, biological engineering, and brain and cognitive sciences. Ed, did you, just for them, they can see who you are as a member of the MIT faculty since 2007, Professor Boyden leads the Synthetic Neurobiology Group and co-directs the Center for Neurobiological Engineering. He has earned worldwide acclaim for his role developing optogenetics, a technique for controlling brain activity with light. He earned bachelor's and master's degrees from MIT and is known for saying that he aspires to solve the brain. And I have every reason to believe that he will get there. The next speaker will be Nergis Mavalvala of the Department of Physics. Course number? That's a B+. You might have heard last winter about a group of MIT faculty who detected gravitational waves for the first time, confirming a bold prediction Albert Einstein made nearly a century ago. Well, Professor Mavalvala was a key member of that team. And as if it were not exciting enough just to prove that Einstein was right, she has also been recognized with a prestigious MacArthur Fellowship. Because of your round of applause, you probably all know what that means. She is a certified genius. She joined our faculty in 2002, 5 years after completing her PhD from MIT. And finally, we'll hear from Larry Sass, a faculty member in the Department of Architecture. Larry, where are you? Professor Sass holds a master's degree and a PhD from MIT and joined our faculty in 2002. His work focuses on the role computers play in designing and constructing buildings. His design fabrication group is making it possible for lay people to build architectural structures with parts made from machines, laser cutters, and robots. Now, his zest for design extends far beyond architecture. He was once named one of the 25 most stylish Bostonians. Professor Sass is, as always, putting the rest of us on stage to shame. So now, please welcome Professor Edward Boyden.
All right, well, hello and welcome to MIT. 21 years ago, almost to this day, I was sitting in your seat. I had just arrived on campus, a new MIT freshman, and like your life right now, mine was about to change rapidly and drastically. So in the next few minutes, I want to tell you just a couple short stories about ways of looking at MIT, lenses, if you will, that reflect how I tried to make the most of my time at MIT, and that hopefully are at least a little bit of use to you as well. So the first lens I want to offer you is that MIT is a laboratory where you're conducting one experiment, yourself. It's a great place to learn how your mind works, what motivates you, what you find meaningful. Maybe you have skills that you're good at that don't even have a name yet. When I got to MIT, the internet boom was just beginning, and I tried to win a piano scholarship. I quickly found out I was terrible at piano, having left my small suburb, and I didn't feel that an internet startup was going to answer the questions that I cared about for the human condition. But I realized quickly that MIT was a great place for what I started to call constructive failure. That is, you try something out and you fail, but you learn what to do next. I quickly realized that I wasn't very good at working in mature disciplines where you won by being the best at a narrow skill. But I was great at dealing with ambiguity, situations where there are no rules. I started doing research as an undergraduate at the MIT Media Lab, working on different topics ranging from robot submarines to quantum computers and other things that don't fit into clean, disciplinary boxes. These experiences, struggling with the unknown, helped me figure out many years later how to connect the dots between engineering and brain science. As Rafael mentioned, I now direct a research group with the goal of inventing tools to help figure out how the brain works and to repair it. But there's no way I would have gone down that path if I hadn't treated MIT as a laboratory for constructive failure. So that's lens number one. MIT is a tool to help you figure out how you're going to change the world. The second lens I want to offer you is that MIT is an engine for optimizing luck. In life, good ideas don't always work out. Because a good idea, unfortunately, sounds good. And so everyone goes after the good ideas. And often it doesn't turn out to be a good idea at all, frankly. The really great transformations, though, often cannot be predicted. You get to them by connecting ideas and disciplines and people in ways that are emergent rather than pre-planned. So I like to think of MIT as a serendipity engine. And the key to the engine is, of course, the people here. I'll give you an example. When I was an undergraduate at MIT, I volunteered to help a professor with an experimental class. The goal was to teach advanced quantum physics to freshmen. You can guess how that went. It hasn't been taught since. But years later, a chemistry student asked me who to work for, and I suggested this professor. The two of them worked together, and this student, many years after that, joined my research group when I became faculty here. We started brainstorming about how to deconstruct the building blocks of life, how our organs and tissues, cancers, brain circuits made up. We came up with the idea together to take biological specimens and to inflate them physically by inserting chemicals like the kind you find in baby diapers. And then if you add water, you can push the molecules apart. Two other students later joined my group and made the idea a reality. And just a few months later, 18 years after this story begins, we spun out a small company now in Kendall Square with the goal of revolutionizing medicine through deconstructing the building blocks of life. So those are the two lenses that I found helpful when thinking about my time at MIT 2 decades ago. One lens is about you, how you can use MIT to know yourself and to figure out how you're going to change the world. The other lens is about everybody else, how you can use MIT to fill your life with serendipity and unpredictable greatness. So good luck, have fun, and I'm looking forward to helping you make the world a better place.
So hi, everybody. Welcome to students. It's wonderful to see you here. And welcome to parents. Thank you for sharing for the next few years your most precious beings. I also want to start with a story of my own. I'm Nergis, as you've all heard from Rafael. Many decades ago, too many to actually tell you the exact number, I too was a freshman, and like Rafael, I was an international student. So special welcome to the international students, many of whose families can't be here with you today. So I wanted to tell you a story that will ring true not today, but maybe a few weeks from now, and then for the rest of your time at MIT. So you've all heard about the discovery of gravitational waves. And yes, I was part of it, but much before I was part of it, they were in the experiment that detected them was invented here at MIT. And the person behind that was a professor, now emeritus, Reif. And if Ray were here, he would tell you the story of how the idea came to him. The idea came to him because he was asked by his department, physics, to teach a course on general relativity, on Einstein's theory of gravity, and he knew nothing about it. He would tell you he was 1 day ahead of his students. That doesn't happen at MIT anymore, okay? He would tell you that some of the ideas that came about in designing and inventing these instruments called LIGO were invented in problem sets. All of you will do problem sets. Many, many problem sets. And there will come a time when you will say, oh, this problem set is killing me. There'll come a time, parents, you'll get a phone call saying, these problem sets are killing us. I want you to know that something important could be going on there. You may be inventing a Nobel Prize-winning idea. So take your problem sets seriously. I also want to tell you that not every problem will lead to that, but they're a way of thinking. It's not about solving the problem, it's the way of thinking that we're interested in. Now, life goes beyond problem sets at MIT. I want to tell you one other thing. You're all here because you love science and technology and math. But there's another piece to education, and that's the arts and the humanities. Take a class you never thought of taking. Take a poetry class, because my goodness, I never understand poetry, and so maybe there's something new to think about. So go beyond problem sets and think about how the world works, and you will learn amazing things. So the one thing I would ask you to do, every one of you students, is to do one thing at MIT you never planned to do, okay, and try it. So I want to now close just by, oh, I lost my notes, but that's okay. Yeah, so I want to tell you one last thing, coming back to myself at the very beginning when I was, a freshman like you are now. So I've been to a reunion. I won't tell you what number, because again, that will date me, but I went to my 25th reunion, so that will date me. And I was amazed to see that the people that I was most thrilled to see, the people who stayed at our house and so on, were the friends that I met in my freshman year. Those were the most enduring relationships of my lifetime. And so don't forget that piece too. You're here to learn and to make and to think, but also to make community. So have a wonderful time here, a warm welcome to you all, and remember, physics is course 8. Thank you.
Wow. What a great day. I want to welcome all of you, as everybody else has done. Anybody know what architecture is? What course number that one is? 4, yeah. Got one of the lowest numbers up here. Should tell you something about architecture. So what I want to talk to you about is something that we don't talk about that much at MIT, but is very important. It's very important, a very important part of innovation. It's a very important part of working here, which is our relationships. And I want to elevate or extend the challenge that Rafael Reif has offered to you, which is, instead of just getting to know one faculty member, I challenge all of the freshmen to graduate with 3 phone numbers. I got to pull out 3 cell numbers of your professors. Try that one, right? And it's very important to think about that. It really means that for those of you who get a chance to know a faculty member up close, by getting their cell number, it really means that they know your story. It means that they are there to support you, and they are there to help you build your hopes and dreams. It's very difficult to imagine being that close to a faculty member, but I can definitely tell you from my experience as a graduate student, I was fortunate enough to have a number of faculty members who took the time to help get me through some of my roughest times and help propel my work along. So the big question I'm certain most of you are probably asking is, well, who is this type of person that I should get close to and gain some contact? And so there are 3 ways that I always say to students, 3 things that a good faculty member or a good supervisor does that is the type of person you want to get close to. One is they make the system transparent. MIT is a very opaque system for those of us who are new. It really requires that someone explain the system to you, and it's not going to always be your classmates or someone a class ahead of you. A lot of the times a faculty member can help you make a really difficult system, not just at MIT, but beyond, transparent. The second thing that they do is they will connect you with other people, their colleagues, their friends, other faculty members, and other people around MIT that can help you along your journey. They're good at making connections and building relationships for you. And the last, and this is probably one of the hardest ones, a good person for you to get involved with is someone who will give you honest feedback about yourself. So I had one faculty member that I was very close to. I met him every now and then for lunch, or I even went over his house and got to know his kids. And one of the things that he said to me was, you know, Larry, he slapped me on the stomach and said, "You're getting a little heavy there." So of course my first thought was, oh my God, I just wanted to die. And I just never thought that anybody would ever say anything to me, but I was pretty heavy at that time. And I was really, and it wasn't even so much my weight, it was just that he could see that I was working all the time. I was here on Saturdays, Sundays, and just working too much. I started riding my bike after that and getting to know other people on the cycling team here at MIT just from that comment. And this day, I really appreciated it. So I know that took a lot for him to say that, but at the same time, it really went very far. I don't know if I would say that to anyone else. And so if you get to know that person, I mean, if you at least identify a person like that, there are 3 ways to get to know that person. One is by taking a small class. A lot of professors teach small classes, seminars. Sometimes they may be a graduate level seminar that they may allow you to sit in your last year, but that's one good way to get to know them. The second is to do a Europe, and I'm certain you probably heard a lot about our Europe research program for undergraduates. I have come to know so many great students through the Europe program and have become lifelong friends with many of them through that program. You spend a lot of time in the lab working with them, so you really get to know them and you have side conversations. And the most difficult one is to go up to a faculty member and ask them to have a cup of coffee, meet with them for 15 minutes, or go to lunch. You'd be amazed at how many faculty members would love and be honored to go to lunch with you. I remember my first year doing freshman advising. I went to lunch with all of my advisees. It was just a great time to just get to know them and get to be a part of their life and now see them around campus. So I want to also extend that and say that you'd be amazed at how much getting to know a faculty member very closely is a big part or the core of your education. And I would strongly encourage you to really consider ways and thinking about ways of getting to know faculty members closely. I can guarantee you that even if you just know one, you get one cell phone number, that cell phone number will last you a very, very long time. Anyway, well, I want to welcome all of you to MIT. I'm also head of McGregor, so I get to see a lot of you on a regular basis, some of you in your pajamas on Sunday morning with my wife, Terry, the two of us, all of us with the GRTs make pancakes together, and we get to know you on a completely different level. Get to know you as people, and that's probably for me the best part of being here is getting to know you outside of the classroom. So with that, enjoy your time here. I can't wait to see all of you back in the dormitories, and some of you will probably see me riding my bike around, so good luck, and I'll see you in about another 4 years at graduation for sure.
Well, I want to thank our speakers, Larry and Ed and Nergis, for their excellent and truly inspiring and quite funny remarks, all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Right after this program, my wife and I, where is my wife? There she is. She came. My wife and I, along with Chancellor Barnhart, we look forward to greeting parents to my left. I think we're doing at the tent, thanks over there, okay, to my left, at the exit of the tent. And after which you're invited to join the Nelson for brunch in the Johnson Athletic Center. For the members of the class of 2020, you're invited to brunch in your residence hall with your heads of house and graduate resident tutors at 12:30. Now, this is a very important moment. Let me invite you all to please rise and join the MIT Corollaries in your first opportunity to sing the MIT school song, and the lyrics are on the back of your program. Corollaries, take it from here.
Unto ye, and life is full. back again at Tech on Boylston Street, dressed in my dinky uniform, so dapper and so neat. I'm crazy after calculus, I've never had enough. 'Twas hard to be dragged away so young, 'twas horribly, awfully tough. Hoorah for technology, ology, ology, oh, glorious old technology, ology, ology, oh. Back in the days that were free from carrying the ology varsity shop, with nothing to do but analyze air in an anemometrical top. The differentiation of the trigonometric powers, the constant pi that made me sigh in those happy days of ours. Hoorah for technology, ology, ology, oh, glorious old technology, ology, ology, oh. Take me back on a special train to the glorious institute. I yearn for the inspiration of the technological toot. I tried the physical graph and chapel and all that, but hey, go to take me back, to take me back to tech. La 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 la. O-M-A-S-S-A-C-H-U-S-E-T-T-S I-N-S-T-I-T-U-T-E-O-F-T-E C-H-N-O-L-O-G and Y comes after G. It's the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Hey!
Thank you all for coming. Thank you.